It's midday. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Citi Prime News. My name is Zoe Abubedoado, and I'm here with
Charles Ozukumi.
The news is live from our studio at number 11 Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. Coming up, 15 children die at the Tamale Teaching Hospital over the lack of pediatric machines and consumables. Also coming up, one more body retrieved from the Bonsa River in Takwa after a boat capsized yesterday. The incident also claimed the life of the incumbent assemblyman for the Tebribie electoral area.
Yesterday, there were 5 people in the boat. So when the boat capsized, 3 of them were able to swim ashore. And then two of them unfortunately could not make it. Just this morning, the other body has been retrieved.
Also coming up, many residents in Nkwanta prosecuted for violating the curfew in the area. Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for Nkwanta bemoans the impact of the conflict in the area, which has claimed the lives of dozens.
750 teachers are currently at home. Government or state entities have been closed. Farming, which is the main occupation of the majority of my constituents, have been disrupted.
And later, Citi TV tonight premieres Beyond Borders, a show which highlights the life of Ghanaians in the diaspora. This news is also live on all our partner stations across the country. In the Western region, we're on Premier 100.5 FM in Takrady and Beach 105.5 FM also in Takrady. In the Bono region, Greener FM 95.9 in Sunyani, Ashanti region, Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In the Volta region, Global 105.1 FM in Ho, and Adanu 107.7 FM in Adakluaya. In the Northern region, Diamond 93.7 FM in Tamale. Upper West, Westlink 88.1 FM in Laura. Upper East, Source 100.1 FM in Boko. And in the Northeast region, we're on Scarp 101.3 FM in Nankpanduri. Across the globe, we're on citinewsroom.com.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Many thanks for your time this afternoon. Now, one more body has been retrieved from the Bonsa River, where the incumbent assemblyman for the Tebribie electoral area at Takwa in the Western region also died. The 34-year-old head teacher and incumbent assembly member who was seeking re-election reportedly drowned in a river connecting to Akleka while on his way to campaign in nearby villages. The late assemblyman, Citi News understands, was also a deputy constituency secretary for the National Democratic Congress in the Takwa Inswayem constituency. Speaking to Citi News on the development, the NDC constituency secretary for Takwa Inswayem, Stephen Ayombisa, said the party has suspended all activities for the next 3 days.
Currently, because the Electoral Commission is already done with receiving of all filing. So that aspect is still, but with the party, officially, we have suspended all party activities for 3 days. This is just to mourn our departed colleague. He is my deputy, he's the constituency deputy secretary. Therefore, the party has decided to mourn him for the next 3 days. Hence, the decision to suspend all party activities, so that after 3 days, we sit with the family and then we can come up with details of the burial and funeral rites. The family has duly been informed, and it's been a blow to the entire family. Currently, we are even with the family, commiserating with them. He's that type of hard working. He's a pillar in the family, and it's a very terrible blow to the family and to the party as well. But what can we do? This is a terrible accident. That the entire community has been given a lot of life jackets, but unfortunately, I think at the time they got to the bank of the river, those life jackets were not available. But for life jackets, they are there. Just that at the time, like I said, at the time that they got there, There weren't life jackets available. More so, he doesn't know how to swim. So that also culminated in his untimely death. Because yesterday there were 5 people in the boat. So when the boat capsized, 3 of them were able to swim ashore. And then two of them unfortunately could not make it. Just this morning, the other body has been retrieved.
Stephen Ayombisa is the NDC Constituency Secretary for Takwa in Swayam in the Western Region.
Let's now head to Parliament. Member of Parliament for Nkwanta South, Geoffrey Kinney, says 11 persons were reported dead within the first 24 hours of the conflict that occurred in the Nkwanta Township. The conflict, which erupted over disagreements relating to the performance of rites connected to the Akiode's 2023 annual Yam Festival, has also resulted in several injuries and damage to property, prompting many residents to flee the area. In a statement on the floor of the House, the MP, who bemoaned the impacts of the conflict on education and farming activities, called for peace from all stakeholders for life to return to normalcy.
The usual vibrant and boisterous township degenerated into a ghost town, with hundreds taking flight to near and distant towns and villages, and others barricading themselves and families in their homes to escape being killed. Mr. Speaker, let me commend the security agencies comprising of a combined teamwork of police and soldiers camped nearby for their swift response, which helped to stop the carnage. But for their intervention, the fighting would have reached a more catastrophic proportion and claimed more precious lives and destruction of colossal property. It is instructive to note that dozens or scores of homes have been attacked, vandalized, and razed down, and market stores looted and sacked. I report to this Honorable House that about 17,190 school pupils, 750 teachers are currently at home. Government or state entities have been closed. Farming, which is the main occupation of the majority of my constituents, have been disrupted because some of them have been attacked and killed on their farms and many injured. Mr. Speaker, the threat of shortage of food, including basic staples such as maize, cassava, guinea corn, millet, rice, is imminent and staring us in the face. In this regard, it is important for all stakeholders to join hands immediately to bring a speedy end to this carnage and restore peace, order and stability to the people.
You heard Geoffrey Kinney. He is the Member of Parliament for Nkwanta South in the Oti region. Meanwhile, the Minister of the Interior, Ambrose Derry, says many individuals have been prosecuted for violating the curfew imposed in the Nkwanta Township. He maintains that the curfew is, however, still in force.
Let me inform the House that the curfew is being imposed and enforced, and the number of people who have breached the curfew have been sent to court, fined and convicted, fined. So there is some calm. But we are the first to admit that because the matter is a land matter, we cannot take this calm for granted. I want to assure the House that it's not just the police who are working on it, but also National Peace Council has come in. We intend to increase their intervention. I'm taking note of the intervention of Honorable Adams, and therefore we'll be sending NADMO to go to the area to find out what we can do to ameliorate the situation. Now, Mr. Speaker, I want to work with my colleagues so that with the RESEC, let us set up a committee. I would want Lands Commission to be involved. Let us set up a committee that would do something about the underlying land conflict. And Mr. Speaker, on 29th and 30th of November, the police command had separate consultations with stakeholders. It included the three groups, Chief of Atwede, Adele Tribe, Chala, and the Zongo community to build consensus in Ankwanta. And Nana Obombo Suwura Lopura, the second Parliament Chief of Konde Traditional Area.
You heard Minister of the Interior, Ambrose Derry.
Now, 15 children have died as a result of the lack of pediatric machines and consumables for the children at the Tamale Teaching Hospital. This is as a result of a shortage of infant dialysis machines and essential medical supplies. Speaking to City News, the nurse manager of the Tamale Teaching Hospital dialysis unit, Adam Yaya Wanzam, called on the government to come to their aid with the provision of these vital medical supplies.
Lack of pediatric machines. We have lost over 10 to 15 children who were supposed to receive dialysis. But for lack of pediatric machines, we were improvising with the adult machines. And the adult machines is not, adult machines and the consumables are not for children. So we are appealing to individuals, non-governmental organizations to come to our aid by helping us to acquire these pediatric machines and consumables so that when an innocent child found he or herself in this unfortunate situation, the Tamale Teaching Dialysis Center can be able to come to their aid. Yes, we are calling on government as well to also come to our aid as they always do.
You heard the nurse manager of the Tamale Teaching Hospital dialysis unit, Adam Yaya Wanzam.
Now, the Unemployed Graduate Nurses and Midwives Association is threatening to picket the Ministries of Finance and Health over delays in their posting. Despite persistent pleas to the government, members of the group have remained unemployed for over 3 years without receiving any assistance. Speaking in an interview with Citi News, the president of the association, Daniel Nyanzu, says they will set up camps at the ministries to drum home their demands if the relevant stakeholders fail to act.
We gave an ultimatum of 2 weeks to hear something from them concerning our financial clearance and posting. So if there is no positive result or feedback concerning that, then you have no other option that use other means. Because we sat home for more than 3 years now as graduate nurses and midwives, but yet unemployed. And we are facing a lot of challenges, others passing through, others going through frustration, depression, and other stuff. The only thing that will make us change our decision is that if only we hear good news or the ministry calls us to inform us that it's our financial clearance, but maybe if we work on it, if your financial clearance is being granted, but it must take effective this month or this date, at least we have assurance or we know that yes, our financial clearance has been worked on and really seeing it and it's really done. All we are hoping is that we are pleading the government to grant us our financial clearance and start permanent posting. That's what we are pleading from them because our skills that we acquire from the various training institutions are being decayed.
You heard Daniel Nyanzo. He is the president of the Unemployed Graduate Nurses and Midwives Association. In some other news, the Ghana Police Service has assured of adequate security measures for the 2024 general elections. The Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufu-Dampare, gave this assurance during an engagement with officials from the Electoral Commission.
We want to also thank you for your service to this country and also to assure you that we will continue to work with you, especially considering all the elections that my colleagues and I, together with the other security agencies, we have worked on since my assumption of office to continue the good work that my predecessors left behind. We want to give you the assurance that with my big brother here, being the most senior in line of what is security has, we want to give you the assurance. He will speak anyway, but we want to give you the assurance that we'll keep ensuring that every election that is conducted, there is peace, security, law and order.
That was Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufudampare. Meanwhile, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jan Mensah, has also applauded the police service for the election-related strategies the service has adopted.
I'd like to thank the Inspector General of Police for his leadership in activating and operationalizing the national and regional election security task forces ahead of the 2023 district assembly elections and the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections. This could not have come at a better time. We are all well aware of the grave security threats we face today where elections are concerned. The evidence of threats to our security confront us on a daily basis. Indeed, elections have become the lifeblood of our society, and people eat, drink, and breathe elections 24 hours a day.
That was chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jan Mensah.
Now, the national president of the Ghana Psychological Association, Dr. Collins Bedu Agyemang, has called on the Ghana Psychology Council to ensure the enactment of the legislative instruments that delineate their profession by next year. Speaking at the 7th induction ceremony for licensed psychologists, paraprofessionals and lay practitioners on the theme, Ethics, Excellence and Leadership in Psychological Practice in Ghana, Dr. Agyemang expressed worry about the delay and urged the council to act swiftly in that regard.
It's been 10 years. We hope by next year, Madam Michelle will tell us that our airline has finally gone through, so that it will open the doors for the many opportunities that we are waiting. So we do pray, Madam Chair, we continue to push hard with all the members of the board so that we can get our airline through. And that will certainly define the many things that we can do and also set us apart as professionals and licensed colleagues so that we can do away with those who do not qualify and read themselves as practitioners of the sort. I think Madam Chair was trying to read my mind. I would hear that, Madam Chair, is it possible we could have an opportunity of an engagement session with the council members, even if once in a year? That would be a beautiful opportunity. In recent times, especially, some of our divisions may have had some concerns, which amicably we are on course to addressing them. I am confident such opportunities will be one of the best options whereby face to face, as we meet the council members.
Additionally, Dr. Agyemang urged the council to champion the calls for practitioners to have the opportunity to work in government-related sectors.
We are confident that we can continue to build a better Ghana where the minds and hearts and the behavioral aspects of people are indeed centered. As we congratulate you as an association and on behalf of the members, we can only suggest that the council continue in the work that they are doing, especially in 3 different areas. We want the council, even though they are on the other side, as they may say, that they are representing government, but we continue to work together. We want the council to support our fight for recognition when it comes to clearance for enlistment into the mainstream government-related sectors. This is something all the associations we have to work together, collaborate together, so that by our numbers we'll be able to push. And we are confident the council, by where they sit and their level of influence, will be able to add their blessings to this sustained advocacy.
That was the national president of the Ghana Psychological Association, Dr. Collins Bedu Agyemang. You're still listening to Citi Prime News. My name is Zoe Abubeidwado and I'm here with
Charles Owusu-Kumi.
Still ahead in this bulletin, some National Executive Council members of the CPP threatened to take legal action against the decision of the party asking national executives to resign. Please stay with us to bring the details shortly.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Ajwapa, what's all this condom business? Oh, I've told her over and over again that she won't get pregnant, and she's still insisting. Oh, isn't she the same person who said we would not have sex till we go out for at least 2 years? For all this time? Oh, and she still can't trust me enough? Abba, when I try to do something small, no, condom this, condom that. So handsome man like me, she probably thinks I have HIV.
Using a condom will protect you and your partner. Condoms are effective for protection against a wide spectrum of STIs and HIV infection. Don't take risks. Use a condom every time. Always come prepared.
This advert is brought to you by the Ghana AIDS Commission.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. This is still Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. Let's bring you some more stories now. And some disgruntled members of the National Executive Council of the Convention People's Party, the CPP, are threatening to take legal action against the decision of the party, asking all national executives to resign or be removed. The NEC at their meeting in Kumasi yesterday passed a vote of no confidence in the national executives, and as such, the General Secretary of the party, Nana Yajanto, and 5 other executives resigned, and a 13-member interim body was set up to run the affairs of the party. Bureau Chief for the Middle Belt is Edward Opomaf, who joins us on the line for more on this developing story. Good afternoon, Edward. Now, yesterday, we had reports that NEC at their meeting passed a vote of no confidence. Now, today, some members have another meeting threatening legal action. Can you clarify these two for us? It appears we've lost our Bureau Chief for the Middle Belt, Edward Opong Mafo there. But the story is that some disgruntled members of the National Executive Council of the CPP are threatening to take legal action. Matthew Kwesi Obingbuedu is a former Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the party, and he spoke to Edward Opong Mafo at a new conference that was organized this morning.
In our constitution, there is a provision that states that to remove a chairman and leader of a party, the general secretary, there are procedures you have. The bottom line is that that person must be given a notice of 1 month for him to appear before and also ask questions. Out of the blue, they said they have suspended our chairman and leader, and then even remove all the national executives. We try to advise, but they won't accept. But I'm here to caution and also advise that we are not in a jungle. We are guided by constitution, rules and regulations. And there is no constitution above the Ghana Constitution 1992 that we are using.
So that was Matthew Kwesi Obingbuedu. He's a former Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the Convention People's Party, speaking at a news conference in Kumasi. Edward Opomafo has joined us on the lines. Edward, so I was asking you to reconcile the two positions. The National Executive Council declaring that the national executives should resign, and then this general news conference that was held today saying they were going to threatening to take a legal action.
Yes, exactly. So yesterday was a marathon meeting that the party members had. But it started somewhere around 9 a.m. where they discussed wide range, a number of issues that are confronting them. They discussed issues about the tenure of various executives. They discussed issues about the tenure of office of other people. In fact, they basically have sought to even look at amending some portions of the constitution. But getting to the middle of the whole meeting, there was a petition that was brought in for the national chairperson of the party to be removed. So it created some level of misunderstanding at the time, and later they resolved that, well, the party is taking a decision for all the party, that's the national executives, to be removed or they resign. That's by the So based on that, we had Nana Yajantua, the General Secretary, resigning. She spoke to us confirming that indeed she has resigned, and then later on she will decide her next line of action. We had other party members. So if you know, the national executives are 9. We had 6 of them confirming that indeed they have resigned. And we had an interview with the national chairperson of the party, and she insisted that the decision that has been taken was illegal and that she was not going to resign. And so that was the main issue. And this morning, we're having some members of the NEC. In fact, the decision was a NEC decision. But this time around, we're having some members of the NEC who are saying that they are not in favor of the decision, and so it is wrong for such a decision to stand. And so I'm here with the leader of the team. In fact, he addressed the press here to really find out why they are actually coming up with this decision now. So why this decision now? Because, in fact, you are part of them.
Thank you very much. The reason why we don't support is that it was not known during the NEC meeting that we are going to suspend or sack people. The agenda, we have about 6 agenda to discuss. The most prominent was amendment of our constitution so that things can progress. Out of the blue, then a petition was shown that the chairman leader should be removed. He said, no, we don't do it that way. If there's even a offense, it should go to Central Committee. Central Committee should look into it, refer it to our disciplinary committee or the legal committee, and then if they establish any wrongdoing, then Central Committee will refer to NEC. Meanwhile, Central Committee should give the person involved 1 month notice to appear. You see, so what happened was out of the blue, and I saw it as a planting to create problem.
But you were all there, and the decision was being taken. Why did you say then we are saying that
it was not taken? Look, it was an agitation. Let me tell you, to be frank, it was not a decision taken. It was agitation. Most of our members were agitating they should remove them. So I started cautioning them that, look, that's not the procedure. Especially about national chairman leader. Our constitution is clear. You see, so it is something that because of the noise, the youth were making noise, let them go on stuff things. So it wasn't something that properly discussed and then agree. And meanwhile, let me tell you something. This issue should have gone to Central Committee and then interrogated at Central Committee. Before Central Committee, if they found that the person should be moved, then they will refer and give reasons. But here's a case. Somebody, and I don't know who wrote that petition and who received it. You see, the child leader was not aware.
And this case too, based on the decision that was taken yesterday at the meeting, a 30-member committee was set up, and you are all there, you have agreed.
No, it is illegality. Let me tell you something. I said it from beginning yesterday night, that the whole thing is illegality. Because let me tell you something. Well, even if you are talking about interim, the whole national executive are 9. So I cannot take interim of 13. It is wrong. The whole thing was that I don't support any of them. We don't support any of some of us don't support, because the fact is that you start an illegality and then you want it to be legitimate. It won't work. That's all.
So what's your next line of action? You are saying you're going to take a legal action?
Yes, definitely. If our communists don't agree and rescind that what happened, then court have to interpret our constitution, because we have a constitution.
So for clarity, how many of you have constituted the National Executive Council?
We have about 200 and something, about 250 or so, because all the 16 regions have 9 reps. And then Central Committee, we are about 45 or so. We are also added. Our youth wing half reps, our women wing half reps, and then our TESCOM University tertiary, they also have reps. And then our Council of Elders too are part. Some members are also part. So actually, we'll be about 200 and something.
Right. Okay. So thank you very much. So that's basically the issue.
Okay. Thank you so much for that report. That was our bureau chief for the Middle Belt, Edward Opoma, who he earlier indicated that he spoke to the former general secretary of the CPP, Nana Jantua. She confirmed in an interview that she had resigned from her position as general secretary. Let's listen to her.
I'm gone. Because I think I've done what I have to do. If God says it's the time for me to leave, I'm ready. I'm gone. I'm no longer the general secretary of the Convention People's Party. I put it on record from today that I am not the general secretary of the Convention People's Party. In due course, I am going to let everybody know where my political leanings and allegiance will be. But for now, it's time for family and friends. I'm going to spend time with my family. I'm going to spend time with my friends. I'm going to concentrate on my businesses. I am grateful for the opportunity that was given to me to serve the Convention People's Party. And they think that some other people can do it better. So if that is what it is, I mean, in a political party, you do not hold on to things. You do not hold on to the hinges of the party. I have done what I have to do in these past 3 years, and everybody has seen what I have done. So if that is what it is, that's what it is. I'm okay. I'm a member of the Convention People's Party. My father and Kwame Nkrumah formed the party. But I am gone. And I mean, there is no qualms about it. I'm fine. I'm happy. And going into the future, everybody will know where it will be. I think I have done what I have to do. I have served my time. If my people say they do not want me, I cannot force it. I would offer my support to the CPP if I am needed, if I am called upon. I can't force myself on anybody. So going into the future, we'll see how things go. But for now, it's party time with my family and my friends.
Nana Jantua is former General Secretary of the Convention People's Party. On the other hand, Nana Akosua from Poma Sapon Kumankumas insists she is still the chairperson of the party. According to her, the National Executive Council does not have the power to remove her from her position.
At the end of the day, instead of getting me out, the next told them that nobody's taking me out. If they want somebody out, then they all must go out. So, members of the party, my executives, who were the very people who took me to court some months, about a year and a half ago, for the same reason that I didn't get 50+1, were the people who themselves voluntarily said they were leaving. I, Nana Frimpoma Saponkuma, has some volunteered to leave. I am the convention, I am the chair and leader. What we saw here, the NEC cannot make that decision. So, Aluta continues. Yes, CPP is back. CPP is not stepping up. The NEC answers to the Congress. They answer to the constituencies, and we'll get to them, and they will speak. And when they speak, we'll move on. Because in any case, we had agreed already that we're going to do the polling stations and the election area and all that by July. And then by July, a new executive would have been formed. They know, as you know, I am coming as a flag. Nothing is going to stop it, and I will win. And I will be the flag of the Convention People's Party, and I will give all the two parties a run for their money. It's as simple as that. Why we have stayed here? Yes, yes. But and I am going to make sure the Convention People's Party, the organization that we have started, will continue. Yes. What I said was that when somebody says and block all executives to leave for no reason there's no charge against me. My only charge is that I'm working.
Nana Akosua from Poma Sapon Kumankumas is the embattled CPP chairperson. For his part, the 2020 presidential candidate for the CPP, Ivor Greenstreet, called for more to be done in ensuring the party comes out stronger ahead of the 2024 general elections.
The meeting was to try and deal with some delays that are taking place in the schedule of the party's reorganization and the elections, and also to talk about some key aspects of reorganization. But it appears that there was a certain level of disaffection and dissatisfaction amongst the executives, leading to the fractious debate about the problems in the party that I think you witnessed. And this has ended up being concluded. Obviously, many people are not happy, but it concluded in the entire national leadership resigning from their positions, presumably in acceptance of the fact that such was the force of the argument and such was the fury that I think they witnessed in the room, that maybe in the best interest of the party, they should step aside for an interim body to be created to steer the affairs of the party. And you can see that the National Executive Council created an interim body composed of some regional chairmen, 4, I believe, a member of the Council of Elders, some regional secretaries, some regional organizers, and some representatives of the women and the youth, to temporarily see how they can, as you alluded to earlier, bring the various groups together and determine the next steps for the party, with little time ahead of us to prosecute the agenda for the party in 2024.
That was the 2020 presidential candidate for the Convention People's Party, Ivor Greenstreet. Still on politics, the National Executive Committee and the National Council of the governing New Patriotic Party will meet today to discuss the potential running mates for their flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. The meeting will primarily focus on individuals whom the party believes can partner effectively with Dr. Bawumia and contribute to victory in the 2024 election. According to Citi News sources, names such as Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, the Energy Minister, Dr. Yao Osei Educhum, Education Minister, and Osei Chei-Mensah Bonsu, Majority Leader, are being strongly considered. The National Executive Committee is expected to deliberate on these candidates and formally present its recommendation to the National Council for approval. This process adheres to the NPP's constitution, which requires the selection of a running mate 12 months before a major election if the president is not the candidate.
Away from politics, the president of the College of Physicians and Surgeons, Professor Samuel Deborah, has urged recently inducted fellows to continue their practice in the country. According to him, Ghana's health sector is faced with human capital challenges due to the rising trend of professionals leaving the country for greener pastures abroad, leading to a significant brain drain. Professor Deborah made this call at the ongoing annual general and scientific meeting marking the 20th anniversary of the college held in Accra.
Ought to think about the fact that government in its own current difficulties has enabled no training, and we owe it to the country to remain. Also, in the end, taking your entire family circumstances into consideration, I can guarantee you will make more money at home than abroad. I said, take it from me, it's true. As a doctor, I do not expect you to be mega rich. You will never starve. You have indeed become fellows of the college in the 20th year of its inception, and know that I've been part of the university program from the beginning of the year.
That was President of the College of Physicians and Surgeons, Professor Samuel Deborah.
You're still listening to Citi Prime News. Still to come, Citi TV tonight premieres Beyond Borders, a show highlighting the life of Ghanaians in the diaspora. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Are you ready to party? We'll lighten up the city on the 24th of December 2023 with the biggest all-white outdoor party, Situation 2023. It's time to unwind as the year draws to a close with a mix of delicious cocktails, good food, and the best DJs to give you back-to-back hits to keep you on your feet amid some incredible performances by the Chin Chin Band and not your regular DJ, DJ Mingo. The God MC Manifest, the dynamic duo Keche, the crooner Aquabua, the rap doctor Ochiame Kwame, and the spirit-filled Perez Music. Get ready to let it all down and party your stresses away on Christmas Eve at the Situation All White Outdoor Party. Date 24th December 2023. Venue La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. Time 8 p.m. Dress code, it's an all-white affair. Call 0205-973-973 or 0558-973-973 for your table bookings and seats. Make reservations now and come have an unrivaled experience with the most extraordinary party to end all parties this Christmas Eve. The Situation All White Party 2023 is powered by Citi TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM, and it's proudly sponsored by Chicken Grill, Bell Ice, Verve du Vernet, and Cartel Events and Rentals.
Now I don't tire. Now it's gone wahala. With this song, she dey give me pressure. Myself I dey wonder.
Are you ready to conquer the day with the right energy?
Drango!
Introducing Drango Energy Drink, your ultimate source of vitality. Whether you're battling fatigue, seeking a boost, or savoring a refreshing energy kick, Drango is your answer.
Drango!
Featuring an iconic tiger symbol, Drango is the go-to choice for athletes, drivers, and all active go-getters. What sets Drango apart is our secret formula. A unique blend of vitamins B3, B5, B6, B12, all packed in a silver sporty bottle. Drango Energy Drink keeps you going. Drango. No fears, no limits.
Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended. Persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
It is your time to vote for your assembly members and unit committee members. So get involved in voting. It's a civic duty required of you as a Ghanaian. So get involved in voting.
A message from the National Commission for Civic Education, NCCE.
It is your time to vote for your assembly members and unit committee members. So get involved and vote.
A message from the National Commission for Civic Education, NCCE.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You all come back. The Media Coalition Against Galamsey is calling on the media in Ghana to intensify campaigns against illegal mining, particularly in forest reserves. Calls for the revocation of LI 2462, which allows unrestricted mining in forest reserves, have deepened following a recent demonstration at Winneba in the central region on alleged plans to mine lithium in a sacred forest reserve. How the Media Coalition Against Galamsey readies itself to petition the President and Parliament on the LI, convener for the group, Engineer Kenneth Ashigbe, says the media must step up campaign against illegal mining.
We're putting together a petition that we're going to send to the President and to Parliament. And so we believe that it is important, after we've done within the press release, to engage them directly and ask for the repeal of the law, as well as specifically for a law to be passed. Well, you see, the interesting thing is that definitely the executive and Parliament have had this. You know, we've engaged some of them in the press release that we put out. They've seen this. So they don't even need to wait for a petition for them to act. But be that it may, we've not seen any action yet. So that's why we are following through. We pray that
the Speaker of Parliament could independently start the process. The President could also start the process. The Minister could also start, could also initiate the process in that regard. So I think what we need to do is for the media to realize that we need to go back to the 2017 days. We need to put this fight against illegal mining front and center.
On the prosecution of Chinese Galamsey kingpin Aisha Wan, Engineer Ashigbe indicated that there are other illegal miners the authorities ought to arrest and prosecute.
Fortunately for us, we've gotten the prosecution of Aisha Wan, be that it may that though she was prosecuted under the Act 995, the penalties was under the old act that has been replaced. And then the Attorney General has indicated that he is going to appeal. So that's some good signs that has begun to happen. But unfortunately, there are people who still are in some forest reserves mining. Very recently, about 6 Chinese were arrested. And we know the people who are behind them. There are very significant people who are behind these 6 particular Chinese. And we pray that the military would ensure that these 6 Chinese would also be prosecuted. And in the process, they would give out this very significant, politically significant person who is behind this particular operation.
Engineer Ken Ashigbe is the convener of the Media Coalition Against Galamsey.
Now, private legal practitioner Martin Kwebu has applauded the decision of the Attorney General to test the soundness of the penalty applied to jailed illegal miner Aisha Huang. Godfred Yeboadame, in a statement on Tuesday, revealed that his office will apply to the Court of Appeal, challenging the application of the Minerals and Mining Act 900, which stipulated a maximum of 5 years for the offense of engaging in legal mining. The Attorney General is seeking for the new penalty regime of a minimum of 15 years brought by the Act 995 on the same offense to be applied to Aisha Wan, despite claims that the decision of the court is grounded by Article 19, Clause 6 of the 1992 Constitution. In an interview with Citi News, Martin Kwebu noted that a decision to appeal is necessary due to the devastation caused by actions of illegal miners like Aisha Huang.
Super duper. I say super duper because, justice emanates from the people, and this is stated in the Constitution. So where you find that, yes, currently there's a law, even sometimes it can be very, very clear. Just as some people have submitted, that in this case, Article 19, Clause 6 is very clear that it should be a lower sentence. Or better so, the sentence should be the one that was on the statute book at the time the crime was committed. Yes, sometimes the law can be very clear, but you see that the psyche of the people has moved on from the current law. The people yearn for something new. So in that case, then the annoyances, the agitations of the people should be given attention. And so in this case, the AG says, well, he'll go to on appeal. He'll go on appeal to test the law. And so it's welcome. We are building a democracy. So the sentiments and the opinions and agitations of citizens must be taken into consideration every step of the way.
You heard private legal practitioner Martin Kwebu on the decision of the Attorney General to appeal the judgment in the Aisha Wan case.
Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has called on the United Nations peacekeeping member states to actively address gaps in peacekeeping and assess options for meaningful change, emphasizing the need for concrete outcomes that enhance the effectiveness of peacekeeping operations globally. He stated that the 2023 UN Peacekeeping Ministerial Conference is a pivotal moment for member states to deliberate on strategies aligning with ongoing reform efforts. Speaking during the official opening of the 75th UN Peacekeeping Ministerial Conference in Accra, Dr. Bawumia urged member states to embrace digital transformation strategies.
As we embark on this journey, it is essential to recognize the diverse challenges faced by UN peacekeepers and peacekeeping missions. Therefore, the agenda of our ministerial meeting places a focused lens on critical aspects, including the protection of civilians, strategic communications, safety and security, the mental health of peacekeepers, and the indispensable role of women in peacekeeping. Distinguished delegates, our commitment to strengthening UN peacekeeping remains unwavering, and we anticipate that the partnerships formed during this ministerial meeting will contribute significantly to the betterment of peacekeeping operations globally.
Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
Now, Citi News sources have revealed that the National Food Buffer Stock Company has been contracted to only deliver 50% of foodstuff to senior high schools under a new arrangement with the government. Per the new arrangement, the Ghana Commodity Exchange has been contracted to supply the remaining 50% of food required by schools. In May this year, the Buffer Stock Company denied media reports that they were no longer in charge of supplying food under the government's free senior high school program. However, Citi News sources indicate that the Ghana Commodity Exchange under the Ministry of Finance has been asked to complement the supply of food to schools by providing 50% of the food allocation. As Citi News to reach the Ministry of Education for comment on this development have proven futile.
Now, the World Health Organization has disclosed that approximately 500 individuals have lost their lives and nearly 13,000 have contracted diphtheria in Nigeria. Now, diphtheria is a bacterial infection that primarily affects the mucous membranes of the throat and nose, producing a thick greyish coating that obstructs the airways. The bacteria releases a toxin that can lead to severe complications, including damage to the heart and nervous systems. During the signing of a memorandum of understanding between Atlantic Life Sciences in Ghana and PT Biopharma from Indonesia to manufacture tetanus diphtherium vaccine in Ghana, the WHO representative to Ghana, Dr. Francis Kasolo, expressed confidence that the production of vaccines in Ghana will significantly contribute to preventing unnecessary fatalities.
Signing of this very important memorandum of understanding between Atlantic Life Science and the PT Biopharma of Indonesia for the ready-to-fill tetanus diphtheria vaccine, which we all agree is a crucial vaccine that safeguards life and promotes global health. And just to give you small information, my brother from Atlantic Life Sciences had mentioned the number of statistics, but just to say that currently, for example, we have a very huge outbreak of diphtheria in Nigeria, which is going on. And partly it's because the coverage with this vaccine was very, very low.
You heard the WHO representative to Ghana, Dr. Francis Kasolo, revealing the outbreak of diphtheria in Nigeria.
Now gear up for an extraordinary viewing experience as Citi TV introduces Beyond Borders, a captivating program taking you on a global journey into the lives of Ghanaians living beyond the borders of Ghana. The show, hosted by Caleb Kuda, premieres today on Citi TV at 7:30 p.m. Here is a sneak peek into what to expect on Beyond Borders on Citi TV.
I've been doing this for the past 24 years now.
24 years?
Yeah.
You've been in the UK for 24 years?
24 years.
Meet Kweku Jesse, who left Ghana for the UK 24 years ago at the age of 20. Once a minor in Obuasi, he now owns Hollywood Unisex Salon in Edmonton in the UK, showcasing how life can evolve beyond borders with acquired properties both in Ghana and in the UK.
At what point did you decide that, look, I want to move to the UK and make a living there?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I was around 20 years of age when I decided that, I need to move to look for a better future for myself and my siblings as a whole, because I was the elder.
You're the firstborn.
These compelling narratives are just a glimpse of what Beyond Borders has to offer. This weekly television program by Citi TV aims to bridge the gap between Ghanaians in Ghana and those living abroad, sharing stories that unveil the realities of life in foreign lands.
No, I I'm really loving the vibe out here at Julius in Barking, East London, and we're going to be interacting with some of the revelers here. They will send their messages to those of you who are back home, so you know just how well you're doing. This is Beyond Borders. Hi guys. Hello bro, what's up?
Yeah, Charlie, cool.
So what be your name?
Nana Mafo.
Oh, Nana Mafo, nice one. I see say you enjoy
Of course.
You take a music.
It's a Friday night.
You understand?
Managing Director of Citi FM Citi TV, Samuel Atamensa, provides insights into the rationale behind this new TV program.
We visit the various places where the Ghanaians live, try and get into their lives, how they survive, their education, their social lives, their enterprises, and so you would see that people are telling us about the work they do, the services that they consume in the various places, the schools they attend, the courses they pursue, even the markets where they buy their foodstuff from. So you have services like hairdressing, salons, barbering shops. There are churches that they attend while they are away. The festivals that they identify with within the Ghanaian community. So it's just a platform that reflects how Ghanaians live in other parts of the world. And then also it explores new opportunities for Ghanaians in countries that you may not necessarily find Ghanaians there, but there are worthy opportunities that can attract Ghanaians. Beyond Borders will be airing every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. on Citi TV, and then it has repeat broadcasts in other day parts and other days on the same TV channel. It's just there's something about, for those of you who have lived in these parts of the world before, there's a lot to reminisce about life in England, life in Wales, life in Ireland, life in New York, Atlanta, Maryland, life in Nigeria, life in Namibia, you know, and so much to reminisce. And also for those who are looking at traveling, it gives you an idea of how life works out there.
Known for his storytelling prowess, Caleb Kuda, the host of Beyond Borders, is set to captivate viewers with enthralling stories from beyond the shores of Ghana.
Never felt Canary Wharf at such a personal level as I am doing now. And, well, on Beyond Borders, like you know, we bring you compelling Ghanaian stories, Ghanaians who are here out of Ghana doing amazing stuff.
Samuel Atamensa gives a preview of what to expect in the first episode of the show.
Beyond Borders, get to know what's happening in other countries to Ghanaians in their spaces, in their enterprises, in their schools, in their social spaces. And I mean, you'll be shocked to watch some of these things, because at times when we sit in Ghana, the ideal pictures that we see are pictures that we borrow from the movies. But these are some realities that would even bring more excitement. I mean, I lived in the UK. I never saw anybody pounding fufu like that. But on Beyond Borders, I have seen people pounding fufu and doing awaka. You know, they pound and do awaka. Yeah. So those are some of the things that will excite people.
Beyond Borders is powered by Citi TV with sponsorship from Bethel Logistics and Pay Angel.
It promises to be an interesting show tonight. That'll be all for Citi Prime News, which came to you live from our studio at Adabraka in Accra. For more news, log on to citinewsroom.com. My name is Zoe Abubedu-Ado, and I'll see you with
Charles Owusukumi.
Many thanks for your time.
The city is alive on 97.3.